Welcome back to the Bebop, man. It's your boy Marty
Nick.
and we missing Dre and we here today. We about to go over this we don't know y'all don't even know who the hell we are. So I'm Marty, man. My man's Nick. And we two homies, man. We just kind of grew up like enjoying like movies, like the Marvel culture, and just watching anime and shit like that. So we thought it'd be a dope idea just to get together and kind of discuss like where the culture is headed, anything about movies, anime, comic books, things like that. So
Yes. Movies, comic books, anime. Things that I absolutely love. Things that you absolutely love. And if
yeah.
Dre was here, things that he said he
Right.
absolutely loves.
Yeah, man. I feel like I bring more of a people perspective,
Hmm.
So like I'm knowledgeable, but I might not be as knowledgeable as you or Dre would be. So it's just giving like different, just perspectives, when it comes to the culture, and
Yeah.
I think just to have like that variety is gonna be like dope, man.
Yeah, no, that's good to have. I feel like I obsess over it too much, maybe. So I
Yeah.
feel like I bring that obsession to the table.
Right, and
I have too much of it.
And then I feel like, because we like true fans of like the culture, and I know it's like a pop culture thing now. So I think it's kind of good to get like some good, like, educational and instructive, you know, um, knowledge when it pertains to, the culture. So I think it's going to be cool. I can't wait to see where it goes. Like, it's becoming like super mainstream, but like,
Mm.
I think we got like our own little niche.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, man.
Yes, we do.
Speaking of being mainstream, Spider-Man just dropped. What you how you feeling about it?
Spider-Man: No Way Home. No Way Home. I've been waiting years for this movie. Watched every type of YouTube breakdown of every type of trailer to ever come out.
Okay.
So saying that and watching every type of leak, I've seen every leak. I listened to every type of rumor, and even after all of that, still was shocked and surprised when I finally seen the movie.
Okay, so you was stalking the flick, man, and then like
Yes,
yeah, he said yes.
I Ted Bundy did.
Oh, there you go, man. And then so did it live up to the hype?
It exceeded it,
Exceeded the
which is
hype.
the weird part
Okay, okay.
because you have this idea in your mind of how it's going to go and how it's going to turn out after everything you've heard and seen, and then actually see it unfold not the way you thought it was going to, but better.
Right.
It's fantastic.
Nah, I fucked with it heavy, bro. It was dope, man. My favorite part, I think Electro when they redid him.
They did
Um,
him justice.
they did him justice, bro. Cause like that was my biggest gripe when I first seen the original movie. I'm like, yo, this dude corny as shit, man. Like, I don't know. I was just upset about like the whole. It was cool because it put me in more like a comic booky vibe. You know what I'm saying? Staying true to the where it came from, its origins. It still was like kind of corny. So when Jamie kind of was like more himself, man, I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. And they kind of played on it, like, hey man, last time I seen you, X, Y, and Z or whatever. So like, no, the movie was dope, man.
They let him be more himself, which was nice. They kind of just told him to run with what he thought was right,
Right.
which was great because the when he showed up in Amazing Spider-Man 2, that was absolutely disgusting. The
Eh.
blue skin itself was just stupid. So I'm glad they got rid of that.
Yeah, man. So like, cause he was like what, like he looked like the genie a little bit, right? Like a blue ass genie
Yeah,
just running around just doing shit,
it
man.
was awful.
Nah, man. But
So
nah, the movie was dope, bro. I fucked with it. It was a
mm,
couple parts, man. That I was kind of like, I don't know, like so. Marvel does this thing, man, where they cross brand, if you will, like to the movies. So
mm,
when Marvel vs. Capcom dropped, they only put the characters from the movies in the game, would kind of ruin the game a little bit.
yeah,
So like
I
when they
agree.
were so the fight on the bridge reminded me, I was just in Orlando, like I just instantly thought of the Spider-Man ride,
Yeah,
and I'm like, did they throw it in there? Like I can almost guarantee, like by October, that
hmm
that portion of the movie, like with the lady on the bridge, is going to be a ride. You feel me? So it's
yeah,
like you know what I'm saying. Like they take like little moments where they just throw some shit in there. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope. It's smart. You feel me? But it's kind
yeah.
of like yeah, whatever. I take it. I could be being overcritical too, man. But like I'm like man, but
The
I feel like I was on the ride for like about like 5 minutes.
well, the thing about the bridge scene, it was actually supposed to be 15 minutes long.
See,
It was supposed to be that long. So
yeah. So I'm on to something. Yeah, see, watch.
I think they're gonna release that 15-minute scene
And
in the the
yeah,
DVD and shit.
yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
But I don't know. They really hyped up that bridge scene a lot. It was
Okay.
all it was. That was basically what was only in the trailer was the bridge scene,
Right,
and then
right, right.
like like minimal scenes of like the end fight.
Okay.
But I mean, still, it was all pretty different. I liked that. that they didn't show any of the other Spider-Man in the trailers. I actually
Uh-huh.
like that they hit. A lot of people were very mad that they didn't show them, but I feel like they would have showed them in the trailers. It wouldn't have been as exciting when you finally got to see them in the movie. That was like in Endgame when you knew Captain America was going to wield Thor's hammer,
Right.
but seeing it is
And
completely different than knowing, like, mentally.
right.
So, like, mentally you know that they're going to show up in the movie, but you physically don't know. Like, you don't know how it's going to happen. So the seeing it happen for the first time in theaters, I think, is the most genuine thing ever, and I think that was one of the best parts.
Man, I think just the fact that the whole world kept it solid for a whole weekend, bro. Like I ain't never in my life like the movie dropped and you ain't see a meme, you ain't see nobody spoiling it, and it was like the whole world was in agreement that hey, all right, we not gonna spoil this movie, and it's like everybody was unified up until like around Monday, but
Yeah.
that's respectable. The movie dropped what Thursday around midnight, and the fact that we
Yep.
can go from Thursday to Sunday and nobody leaked this movie and everybody you know what I'm saying stays true to the art form. It was dope, man. I'm like
Yeah.
yo, I ain't never seen that shit.
I think people knew how much it meant to have that as your, like, once you experience that for your first time, you want someone else to kind of have that same experience.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's truly exciting. As adults, I think that's the closest we come to as being excited like a child.
Yeah.
You're like, as a child, when you see something for the first time, you're very excited.
Right.
But as an adult, you don't really get that kind of excitement,
Yeah.
which is depressing.
Right, but like you know what I'm saying, that's reality. So like I said, the fact that you get Tobey Maguire,
Ugh,
Andy, it's like damn, bro. Like
man.
we would never see these dudes in a movie together in the show that it did. So like, what do you feel like Spider-Man? What's his place in the MCU going forward?
So that's the confusing part because the way that they did it, I think that's the weird part because they erased Spider-Man from. They erased Peter Parker, not Spider-Man. Let me rephrase that. They erased Peter Parker from everyone's memory, not Spider-Man, because everybody still knows about Spider-Man in the
Okay.
MCU. But Peter Parker is no longer Spider-Man technically
Okay.
because they erased him from everything.
Okay.
He literally doesn't, like, if you think about it, he doesn't exist. Anyone
Okay.
who has ever had a memory with him no longer knows who he is.
But they aware who Spider-Man is.
They're aware who Spider. Yes, because if you notice, like at the end, J. Jonah Jameson was doing a podcast
Right. Right.
about the menace Spider-Man and what happened at the Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
But so they know who Spider-Man still is.
Okay.
They just don't know it's Peter Parker. So it's, I mean, Tom Holland is still contracted to show up in one more Marvel movie,
Okay.
but it's not his own. The contract is for him to show up in like a side movie. So a lot of people think it might be in the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Uh-huh.
That's a possibility. It could be Secret Wars, but I think that's a show. But I don't know what his future really is. It's hard to say because I know Sony probably wants that property back, but Marvel is making them so much money because without Marvel Studios, they would have never made
Right.
$1 billion.
Like yeah. Like
There's
like
no
no,
way.
they went crazy. So what you basically saying? Well, Tom Holland had to restructure his contract to have this new universe built around him.
Well, I now in interviews, Amy Pascal has said that they have 3 more movies coming out with Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
Okay.
Um, if I'm not mistaken, that's what she said. And the rumors were that it's going to be his college years, which would be dope. And I like the fact that he no longer knows MJ or Ned because that makes room for 2 new characters to come in who I think should come in finally. And one is Harry, his new best friend,
right.
and then his new love interest, Felicia, aka
Felicia.
the Black Cat.
No,
That'd
but
be amazing.
Felicia ties in with Morbius
Because they had that
because they
little,
were at college, right?
they had the Easter egg in Morbius
Okay.
for the Black Cat. But I mean, this is the
Right.
MCU
It's the
Black
MCU. Right.
and
right.
that
right.
I think
right.
would be amazing because they've never done the Black Cat at all. First of all, they had like a
Right.
little Easter egg at the end of the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I'm not mistaken, that was a deleted scene. But then they've never. It was always like Andrew Garfield's love interest was Gwen Stacy,
Right.
and Tobey Maguire's was MJ.
Right.
And then we got MJ again
Right.
for Tom Holland. But maybe for these next 3 movies, let's have someone else that's not MJ or Gwen.
Okay.
Let's have one of his more. Well, I mean, both of them are famous, but one of his more popular would be the Black Cat.
Okay. So, not to cut you off. So, where do you feel like Spider-Man stands as far as an Avenger?
I don't think he's an Avenger anymore. I think he's just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man again. That's it. I don't think he's I don't. I think he's gonna take a break from avenging things for a while after
I can
the
dig.
big thing.
All right. So with that being said, who do you think? So we had Iron Man
Hmm.
was basically like this, the center of the first, wave.
Yeah.
So for the second one, a lot of people thought it would be Black Panther.
Right.
Then unfortunately, you know what I'm saying.
Passings
The
of
early
Chadwick Boseman,
passing, man.
unfortunately.
Cut that part. There you go. And so now we have Spider Man, who I thought they would build the MCU around because he is the most popular.
Hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? So with your theory is that they get rid of Spider Man from the Avengers, who do they build it around, especially like you said, the issues that's going on with the Black Panther set?
I think it's Doctor Strange, the way that they're kind of setting him up now. Because I mean, you've seen how his importance was in Spider-Man: No Way Home, though he wasn't in it a lot. It was technically what he had done for Spider-Man that caused the issues.
Okay.
And then the multiverse of madness that we have coming
Right.
opens the door for a lot of things. They got what do they got? American Chavez coming in there,
Okay.
and she's a powerhouse of a character.
Right.
And I think she's going to possibly be joining the Avengers. But I think the one who's going to be running the Avengers is Doctor Strange.
I can
I
see
think he's gonna be
that.
the leader.
I can see he kind of like reminds you of that Tony Stark character,
Yeah.
but like just like he's very intelligent, but like
Mhm.
does the thing.
He gets what needs to be done, even though he also messes up in the process.
Yeah, he blurs the lines, if you will.
Which Tony Stark did every time. I mean, Age of Ultron, he created Ultron.
Exactly.
It was his mess he had to clean up.
Right.
So, I
Right.
mean-
and then but Tony did have this one thing where he just had this like overall mission to be good.
Yeah.
To where Doctor Strange, we really don't know his motive. It's not really like, you know what I'm saying? Like he messes things up, but he kind of like chilling out the way. He's not really like
He's
I'm
doing
here to
more
save
of-
the world.
Yeah, he's
kinda,
doing more of the supernatural
Okay.
saving in a sense. So I
Okay.
guess we need more of a grounded superhero to be the leader of the Avengers, and like Doctor Strange, because he's got the sci-fi aspect. I don't know if you want to say sci-fi.
Yeah,
Supernatural aspect.
Supernatural.
And I don't know. You would need more of a grounded level. I guess you have Anthony Mackie as Captain America now.
Right.
Is he? I mean, that speech he gave at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier was fairly leadership-like. I think that was nice.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I fell asleep on the last episode, but I gotta see. I know, but I made it halfway
good
through, bro.
episode.
I know, man. I just caught up on Loki, bro. We'll get to that in about 3 seconds. I'm not even caught up on like episode like 4 or something. That they try to make it to the rocket. The rocket, the rocket
God.
goes down, and I'm like, oh shit, dude. I'm like, cause like I've been working.
I won't spoil it for you.
Yeah, I've been working crazy, bro. And
That's all right.
yeah, what the fuck was we just talking about, bro?
The leader of the Avengers.
Leader of Avengers. I think it's Doctor Strange because
Yes.
I agree on that just because like the level of strength that everybody's getting now, with the internals, man, and
Yeah.
then just the new villain that they about to introduce.
Yes.
Um,
Or a different villain.
who is it?
They have a lot of.
I thought it was.
villains coming
I'm thinking about Galactus. As Thanos. Like what?
out. Oh, is that Thanos level? I think Kang is going to be the Thanos level.
Think it's gonna be
villain.
Kang? Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
They made a few hints at him. I'm not going to
See-
spoil anything for you for Loki.
I've no Loki getting great, bro. Like
I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
Loki is more binge worthy for me than Falcon and Winter Soldier. Falcon and Winter Soldier was good,
Yeah.
but then it like it kind of lost me a little bit. But then it got good again. I think it was the corny cap, but whatever. I'm not getting into that. Scarlet, Wanda, WandaVision was good though. Like that kept me going, and end up started getting to that binge worthy style. I still got to catch
Did
up
you
on
even
Hawkeye.
watch Hawkeye?
Yeah,
Hawkeye was great.
It was. That's good.
Oh my
I'm on that
God.
next, bro. That's why.
And I think we can spoil something from Hawkeye due to our spoilers from Spider-Man No Way Home. Charlie Cox was back as Daredevil
Yeah.
in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay.
And we had, spoiler for you,
It's
what
cool.
it is, what it is, Vincent D'Onofrio back as Kingpin in Hawkeye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I'm happy that those characters are still around because they're gonna do something. Like if we see No Way Home, they it sound like they listen to like what the fans want,
yeah.
and then they do it. So I think they're gonna do something with those
Well, Charlie
characters.
Cox is supposed to come back as Daredevil and a few other things.
Okay.
He's supposed to be in She-Hulk. And
Okay.
he's supposed to be appearing in a few other things in the future. I don't know exactly what they are, but
But-
She-Hulk is supposed to be his next appearance, apparently.
Okay, that's gonna be dope, bro. That's gonna be dope, man. But with that level of strength,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we need like you said, like a Doctor Strange. We don't need like a, because like what is what's Captain America or Falcon Cap or whatever.
Yeah.
What is he gonna do when gods are involved? And
Hey, but what was Cap doing when gods were involved? He
but it was
strapped
only
on
like
his shield and did what he had to do.
it was only one of them left. Thanos, like, you know what I'm saying, like, cause to me, you getting you got Thor,
Yeah.
you got we're suspecting that Jane is gonna become Thor too in the
Yes,
movie.
Lady Thor.
So we get Lady Thor, we got Thor, we got the Eternals. Oh man, we got Mrs. Marvel or
Yeah, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Sorry,
And then you got Spectrum.
Spectrum, Adam Warlock. They made a hint on it at the end of so.
They actually casted him.
You get what I'm saying? So at that scale, bro, I don't see Cap really being that effective in this new MCU thing that we got going on, bro.
You think
Like,
he's, power level wise, he's not there.
You get what I'm like?
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
It's too
He's
many
just a
of them
regular
now.
guy.
Yeah,
Even Cap had that enhanced shit.
right.
Falcon does not.
He does not, bro. He
He's
has
got
like
that,
he got
charisma.
That's it, bro. So it's like,
What we need.
no, man, because
So we need in a leader.
my bad. It's too much going on right now, and I think like we kind of gonna leave Cap where he at. I don't know, man. You think he gonna appear in the new Avengers?
Well, I think they might have a few different types of Avengers. To be honest with you,
Are they gonna do like a multiverse style?
No, I'm thinking there's gonna be
like subgroups.
So like you had the West Coast Avengers in the comics and all that stuff, and then you had the regular Avengers because of course you need to protect all parts of America at once,
right?
You know. So and then you have the Young Avengers, which clearly they're gonna be coming out with. You got Kate Bishop from Hawkeye, who's gonna be in it clearly. Stuff like that. So I think he's gonna find his place in a different type of Avengers. Maybe not like the God killing level Avengers, but him and Bucky, Hawkeye, regulars, the regular guys,
the
regular boys,
do regular dude stuff,
regular Spiderman,
friendly neighborhood crimes, like so you don't
not
think
Kang the Conqueror,
apocalypse,
that's why we didn't. I mean, how much of a dent did the regular guys put in Thanos? Not much. I mean, he took on Thor, Iron Man, and Cap all on his own.
Right.
That was with no gauntlet.
Right.
He was piecing them the fuck up.
Yeah, so the regular guy. I think that's why like it's good that the MCU did come up with these like TV shows, because it's like we can still enjoy the regular guys doing regular things, and on the big screen see the super dude. And
they can still probably do something in the bigger battles. They're not going to be the main. They're not going to be the main
focal point of like we're not expecting them to come save the day.
I feel like they possibly. I don't know what they're going to do with Captain Marvel, because she is absolutely incredibly strong. So I know, like, she was fighting Thanos, she took a headbutt straight to the face and she didn't move. So it's like, where do we go from there? Who's gonna hit you really hard now?
I don't know, bro. Like,
who's gonna hurt you?
That's what I'm saying. Like, and then
Galactus, is he gonna just eat you?
Well, that's why I think Galactus is coming, because they with Deadpool supposed to be introduced in the MCU, they're gonna introduce X-Men, I think, slowly,
the Fantastic Four.
And the Fantastic Four. So then you get Silver Surfer, you get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, which way do they decide to open this thing up? Or like, it might be what you're saying, like it might be two different.
Yeah. Well, they opened up a lot of can of worms with Eternals, though it wasn't a good movie.
I still ain't watched that either, man.
Well, I didn't
want to rush.
Don't waste your time.
It looked like it,
It was very rushed.
Okay.
It was very not rushed. It was just packed together. It was too much in one. You didn't really feel for any of the characters. You didn't really care.
Okay, so
it was just more of a story building. It was just to make the MCU bigger, in my opinion, and introduce the Celestials, who are absolute powerhouses of characters that can shit on everybody. They're just Thanos isn't Eternal, and they shit on Eternals.
Okay,
they made the Eternals. Thanos, even though Thanos came from two Eternals reproducing together, which they're not supposed to do, but they did. That's where Thanos, and he's ugly as shit because he has the deviant gene in him, which are the villains to the Eternals. So he's both an Eternal and a deviant.
Okay.
That's why he looks like the raisin.
But that's why the Celestials are stronger than the Eternals.
I mean, they create galaxies and shit like that. So they're a powerhouse. So I guess, having a Celestial as a villain would be nice. A Beyonder would be nice. Even out of the realms, like Doctor Strange 1 had Dormammu, but they used an Infinity Stone to defeat Dormammu, which was kind of boring. But if you actually let Dormammu do his thing, I mean, he's a powerhouse of a character too. He could take on a bunch of people. He uses magic, so I mean, physical strength against magic, not really a thing.
Okay.
You got magic. There is no limit to
Right,
that.
so like that whole back to what we was talking about Doctor Strange being the focal point of like kind of like just the universe to come or whatever. Let's switch off of Marvel real quick. The new Batman trailer. Is this like the final trailer before you think it's gonna be the last one?
When does the movie come out?
March 2022.
Probably not. They probably have one
another
more
one.
coming out. Maybe it looks good though.
Nah, man, I'm excited, bro. I'm like a stupid Batman fan.
Super hyped up.
Batman, like I'm stoked, bro. Robert Pattinson looked great as Batman. The same thing I was talking about you earlier before we started shooting. But as Bruce Wayne, I'm not getting like the Bruce Wayne feel from him.
Right. In my opinion, or not in my opinion, but my question to you is: who was the best Bruce Wayne of all the actors?
Christian Bale. Like what he the only one that had the Lambo zipping through. You know, he had the two girls in the pool, man. Talking
Gotcha.
about, and then the one guy was like, you can't put those tables together. And he was like, yeah, I can. And then he's like, I'm gonna ask you to leave. And then like 5 seconds later, he buys the hotel.
Yeah.
That's the best Bruce Wayne, bro.
Okay,
Like, you know, he's doing Bruce Wayne-esque things.
Okay.
And it's like, you know, he having a party on a yacht, but he really looked like this playboy. And just the conversation from the first Batman, and just to see how he was conflicted in doing that, to where this Robert Pattinson is just like sad the whole time.
He was sad.
You get what I'm
He was
saying? Like,
sad,
because Bruce Wayne supposed to be like
Boys don't cry.
a cover. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Wayne supposed to be like your disguise from what you really feel, and you run around sad for 2 hours.
So now this is my thing though. Every Batman movie that we see, that's a Batman who's Christian Bale's one was really confusing for me because he's supposed to be younger as Batman. So this Robert Pattinson one is supposed to take place as his second year as Batman.
Okay.
So he's still young. He's supposed to be in like his early 20s.
Okay.
So he's angry. He's that, you know, when you're in your early 20s, you're angry at the world. Somebody's done something wrong to you, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. But you're angry. So they're basing it off of like Batman, I think it's year 1, year 2 storyline, which is really dark, and he's kind of amateurish.
Okay.
So I think that's the kind of Bruce Wayne they're going for. Like, he's just angry still. He just got back to town. And he's like, look, I'm still pissed off about you guys killing my parents when I was 10.
Right.
Still haven't really gotten over it. I'm going to show you how
Right.
I'm going to get over it. The thing that confused me with Christian Bale was I don't know how old he was.
Right. Because like when you seen it,
he came back at what age? What age? Because he came back from training.
To me, I think he went on like this 10-year hiatus because he looked like he was like 30 something.
Right.
So yeah, that's what it like seemed like to me. Is like he came back like took like 10, could have been late 20s.
Yeah.
30, whatever. It looked 30 because Christian Bale just looked like an old, you know what I'm saying, older guy, man. But yeah, man, I think he's like late 30 because it seemed like 10 years, like a long time. He was just like kind of like running around beating people up, and then eventually he finds Ra's al Ghul, and then you know he gets trained by the League of Shadows, and then comes home. But I don't. He looked old though, like you know. So
that was my thing. That's my thing about Christian Bale. I never knew his place age wise. Like with Ben Affleck's Batman, we knew he had been in the game for 20 years.
Like he was the older Batman.
Yeah, he was older. Like they're like, yeah, he's been doing this for 20 years. And then with Michael Keaton's, like it was kind of well established that he had been doing this for a while as well. And then George Clooney and Val Kilmer, they were all well established. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't know why, but there was always an age displacement for me. I never knew how old this Christian Bale version was, or like.
Well, because even if you get into when. He had to be around 30 because if you look at the third Batman, he comes out the back like, and it was like 5 years, like a 5-year gap or 7-year gap. I can't remember what it was, but to the fact that he aged like that, you know, where he can barely walk, he got the beard, you know, the hair, he looking like really grungy looking and everything. So it's like so it makes me feel like he was like 30, but like that's like a. Especially with this new Batman coming out with him being in his early 20s. Yeah. Like, but it is a cinematic universe. Yeah, so it's a cinematic universe, so they can do whatever they want. So it doesn't have to stay true to
That's
like.
That's what I like most about it, is a lot of people always get mad because they're always different, but it's like, if you read comic books, there are so many different stories and different types of universes. Like right now, you have the Dark Knights of Steel, where they're all medieval.
Okay.
and that's amazing to me. But at the same time, you have going on DC versus vampires, which is a whole different storyline, but so good. And if they made a movie of either one of those, I'd be happy. But it doesn't have to tie into a cinematic universe. I don't give a shit.
Right,
As
right,
long as you
right.
give me that movie, I don't
Like,
care who's Batman in it.
right, because I had to learn that like a while back when I was like originally like watching, because it was like, yo, it's not being true to like the material, but like
Yeah.
you said, there's so many different versions of it. The MCU is
Yeah.
just another extension of that. Just
Exactly.
another
MCU,
version.
the U means universe.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's
this
the
is
Marvel Cinematic one.
exactly. So in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this is what happens. You know.
Exactly.
Exactly. So that's,
So
that's dope, man.
it's true to its own material. I mean, of course, they're going to get ideas from certain materials, but this is going to be different because it's not that universe. You know, it's not Earth 616. That's what a lot of people, fail to realize.
Right.
So, like with Batman, yeah, I'm excited because it just looks so dark, and the director had gotten his ideas from some of my favorite movies, like Zodiac
Okay.
and Seven and
Seven,
stuff like
let's
that.
go, okay.
So, like, if I'm not mistaken, Riddler is based off of the Zodiac Killer.
Oh, that's
Which
dope.
is
That's dope.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Okay, that's fire.
So dark.
And then
so great.
shit, Dre, he sent us the costume
Yes.
for the Riddler that just released not too long ago. And that's
Again,
beautiful,
which
like-
is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they said it's like like a kind of based off of the Zodiac's look, because he always wore that mask with his glasses over it,
right,
and that's what the Riddler has.
Okay.
He has that kind of like bag, like, well, I think if I'm not mistaken, he's wearing like a gimp mask or some shit.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, man.
But-
No, it's beautiful, bro. Like the
love it.
whole the
Very dark.
costume, man. The set looked dope, man. I said the only gripe now I could be being super critical, man. He don't look really Bruce Wayne like, but I ain't.
It's the
I ain't
Bruce
tri-
Wayne-esque.
I ain't
You want the
tripping too
playboy.
hard,
You don't
bro.
want the sad guy.
man. Look at those- I mean, but eventually, like I guess he gonna mature into the playboy, man. Like after,
might.
like we gonna see.
We're
Do you
supposed to get
think? Do you think? So we are getting 3 now.
That's
Do you
what-
think it's gonna be its own separate thing from the DCU?
Yeah, so a lot of people recently have been saying the MCU did it first. They started the multiverse first, which is not true at all, because the CW started the DC's multiverse when they did the crossover with the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Right.
They literally they had Ezra Miller's The Flash meet Grant Gustin's Flash.
Okay.
And then that right there already is the multiverse. Like, they've already created the multiverse.
Yeah,
And I think it's going to
in
have its
Smallville
own
they
place.
did it, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
they went and
like,
visited Smallville, which was a great
Yeah.
thing that they did. That little nod to Smallville. That was
Yeah.
great. Missed that show.
Man, Smallville
But
was
they
shit, bro.
DC already did their own multiverse. So
Right.
when they're like sitting here like, oh, they messed up with the Flash movie. The Flash could have already established the multiverse. They already did it with the Flash TV series.
Like I said, they've been doing
They
it,
did it
man.
all a
It's
while
just,
ago.
but it's not popular knowledge. Not
No.
and I think that's what the pod is kind of like good for, just to kind of like fill in those.
Let people know that
yeah.
the CW created the multiverse first.
There you go. See, like spoiler alert.
They did
So
it first.
we got. So you feel like. Yeah, so it's gonna be its own separate 3 movies, and then like, so do you think they're gonna have Michael Keaton be the DCU's Batman?
There's a lot of speculation that it's actually going to be Batgirl is going to be the DC's Batman. She's going to be like the head honcho. I think he's supposed to just like help train people.
I don't know how I feel about that, man. Is it Batgirl from? It's gonna be. They're gonna cast a whole new Batgirl.
They got Batgirl. They have a show coming on HBO Max. They already
right.
casted and everything. So it takes place in the DC universe. They like J.K. Simmons is Commissioner Gordon is the Commissioner Gordon and Batgirl.
Okay.
So they have the Batgirl already established, and I think they're going to have the Supergirl from the Flash movie. She's going to be the new Superman. I don't think Henry Cavill, unfortunately, is going to be Superman anymore.
Damn, man,
Which
he's like the
sucks.
best Superman. Like,
Yes.
because we supposed to see the Henry Cavill, Black Adam,
That's
Rock
what we all want.
matchup.
We all want that.
Yeah,
Everybody
like,
wants Black Adam versus Henry Cavill Superman.
Yeah, like,
It'd be amazing.
yeah, but here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. Warner Brothers can't give anybody what they want. They suck.
Nah, bro. So, the podcast name after the Bebop,
Yes, it is.
and since we've been away, thank y'all for riding on the Bebop, and we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Until next week, man. We out.
See you, Space Cowboy.